board and our employees at Batavia Downs Gaming are on a mission.
A mission to make you love coming here.
And that is each and every one of us.
We love it when people say they love coming here.
We love it when you come here.
We love when people win.
I love seeing the excitement on someone's face when we draw their name for one of our big cash drawings.
Like we said before, we don't want you to like coming here. We want you to love coming here.
Folks, welcome to this watch along live from the region's premier gaming destination, Batavia Downs. I'm joined by Donnie Dreamboat. We're here in 34 Rush as the Irish take on the Buckeyes tonight, live from Atlanta, Georgia. We got some Monday Night Raw on tap as well, and we're ready. Where else would you rather be than 34 Rush? All the action happening here at Batavia Downs, and we're about to get underway, Don.
Yes, we are, though. I mean, this is a great time of year. It feels like the party doesn't stop. And when it's a victory Monday after beating the Ravens, the party's certainly not stopping. We got some wings off camera that just got in front of Slick. But we're talking college football playoff, the Natty happening right now as we see Ohio State and Notre Dame going out for the coin flip. Let's get some last-second predictions, Slick. What do you think is going to happen? You got a spread of 8.5, and I think the total – was 46.5.
Yeah, let's pull it up here. I just right away, if the total's 46.5, obviously we know the Notre Dame defense, and even you were touching on it before the game. They didn't think Ohio State had maybe seen a secondary of this caliber. So we got 45.5 here. It looks like it's shifted to.
Yeah,
just right away, I like the over. Even though Notre Dame has that good defense, both these teams are capable of scoring high, and we know how dramatic college football games can get in the playoff situations like this. 8.5 too seems like a lot of points for a championship game, Don, especially with the way the Fighting Irish have been playing.
Exactly. And I said last Monday on Trainwreck Tonight when it was you, Maniac, and I heading out here in the snow, talking to Jake, we were talking about this. The spread was at 9.5, and I said either Notre Dame wins outright or we have a TCU-Georgia situation on our hands. But I've had a week to think about it. The spread went down a point. I'm all in on Notre Dame. I think they cover. I think they win outright. I really think a lot of people are doubting them. And I think, again, Ohio State, great wide receivers, great offense. But I just think this is the toughest defense they've seen. And we all remember what happened when they played a Michigan team with a very tough defense too. And that Michigan team had nothing going on offense that Notre Dame has. I think kind of similar to the Bills, like we're going to see a game where Notre Dame tries to keep it out of their hands. They're going to use a lot of QB designed runs. It's kind of was the bread and butter against Penn State. And I just don't think Ohio State's path in the playoffs has been as hard as Notre Dame's. I think Texas is great, but their defense doesn't bat an eye. With Notre Dame, again, most interceptions in the college football this year, best secondary out there. So I'm all in on them.
That is going to be an interesting matchup because, Ohio State is notorious for having all these star receivers come out of their school. I saw a list of first-tier caliber wide receivers in the NFL today, and most of them were either products of Ohio State or LSU. So definitely going to be interesting to see what Notre Dame matches up like in the secondary against those wide receivers. Looking like we're going to get going here. I think they're about to do the coin toss. So score prediction, Donnie. I think I'm going to lock in a crazy one. I'm going high scoring. I'm going to take Notre Dame over Ohio State, 42-39. How about yourself?
42-39.
I believe this is the year the Irish actually do it. Ohio State, this is just typical. And everyone about Ryan Day about to be fired, the coach, they're all up in a hissy fit. And then they gets all the way to the national championship. I think it would be classic Ohio State to crash the bar right now.
Yeah, I think it's high scoring too, but for a bolder reason. I think we got overtime in this game.
Wow.
I think it's a 37-31 Notre Dame win, walk-off touchdown where they win by 6. It's 31-31 tied going in. Last second field goal by Ohio State ties it up, but Notre Dame takes back the momentum and wins.
Huge. Look at those crowd vibes down there in Atlanta. That is something to be seen. I know our guy John Mikulik from Game Day already down there in Atlanta for
Yeah.
his Fighting Irish after a huge victory Monday yesterday. We're kicking off here. Looks like
Yep.
Notre Dame is receiving first.
Yep.
Yes, receiving
Out the
first.
back of the end zone, though.
Yep.
Guy didn't even move to try to get it. So.
Yeah. So Donnie, let's talk about yesterday. Obviously, got the job done. Limited Derrick Henry to very little. Little of a scare at the end there, though. We were talking about that as well. For a second half team, the second half was kind of scary on our part.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people last night and were saying, that was Baltimore's game to win. They kind of lost it for themselves. It's kind of funny. I felt like it was a shoe on the other foot game for the Bills, where normally that's us, where we outplay a team and make some bad mistakes. But we played mistake-free football. It wasn't pretty. I think I don't agree with some of the second half play calls. Yeah, again, our offense normally is in the zone. It looked like we were trying to run clock there. And specifically, I hated. I was standing up, almost yelling at my TV on that third down knock screen call. Throw that play out. But hey, we survived. Today, we can talk about what we could do better. Last night, I just put down my phone, wanted to enjoy the win. But yeah, it was scary. We almost let them back in there where we were in command the first half.
Definitely some questionable play calling from Joe Brady. I think I referenced there was a 3rd and short where they had Josh lined up in shotgun with 5 wide when easily could have just handed off to Cook, who was cooking, or Ray Davis, who was having a great game as well, and Josh with 2 touchdowns. I actually had a Jets fan friend text me, Donnie, and say he felt like it could have been 40 to something or other in favor of the Bills, and that the offense wasn't fully letting Josh Allen be able to unleash.
Yeah.
Do you think he was being held back at all there during that second half?
A little bit, and I think there was a lot of it was just quick passes or runs. They weren't really, giving them time to be creative. That's fine. I guess they want to be conservative, not have them thrown downfield and risking a pick. But what I really didn't like was the field goal we took to go up by 8. First and goal at the 2. I mean, you got to punch that in. Even Tony Romo, I know you were at the game, but anyone at home with myself, Tony Romo was like, well, that's a touchdown now. They're just going to do tush push twice and get in. And they run the ball once stuffed, okay. And then, it comes to third down, and you were mentioning this on the ride here, and we have Josh Allen in shotgun on the second or third goal line. That's a play where you really just got to plunge it up the middle. Put them away. I don't know. I think that was really a chance to just put the game away and settle in for a field goal there. Yeah. Again, that's not normally that bites you in the ass. It didn't yesterday, but Kansas City, we got to clean that up or that's not going to fly.
100%. Notre Dame driving here. It looks like 2nd and 10. They're on their own 36. And they're going to get close to another
9.
first down over on the midfield. Donnie, who impressed you the most in this divisional weekend on the NFC side of things? Obviously, the Eagles taking the dub over the Rams. And what felt like a game that kind of got away from the Rams at a point. And then, obviously, the Commanders with a statement win over a team that many thought would make it to the Super Bowl out of the NFC.
Yeah, and again, mistake-free football in the playoffs. That's what it's all about. Jaden Daniels, I think that's the storyline for all of us coming out of the NFC. I mean, rookie quarterback made plays when it had to be done. Now you could argue the Lions defense wasn't great, which has been the case in a lot of the season, and their offense always bails them out. But they were making mistakes, and he took what was there. To see a young QB, rookie QB, that composed, just taking what's there, not needing to do deep shots when it's not necessary, using his legs when it's necessary. And I think they converted about like 3 or 4 fourth downs. They Lionsed the Lions.
Yeah.
They did what the Lions do to everyone else. And once you get up 2 scores, now all of a sudden you got them pulling trick plays. You got Ben Johnson, Dan Campbell reaching down in their bag, and it just, the magic wasn't there. I will say, I feel Lions fans out there feel like Buffalo and Detroit. We have this weird kinship almost.
Yeah.
Both Rust Belt cities
Yep.
that like, for a while thrived in the early 20th century and then are making a comeback now after some rough years. Sports has been rough, especially football. So I feel for them. But yeah, the story I think is it's either Jaden. I mean, again, Jaden Daniels, he didn't make any mistakes, and veteran QB Jared Goff and the Lions make all of them. 5 turnovers, and he Daniels could have easily responded by doing the same thing, turning it over. To see a rookie that composed and keep it easy on himself, that's good coaching, and that's a bright future for him.
Agreed. Kid's definitely got a bright future, and it does make me comfortable now to think that all these Lions fans are probably rooting for the Bills to go and finish the story here. Notre Dame going to 4th and 1 here, just over half. Early decision from Marcus Freeman. Ballsy call.
There's a
QB
design
blast
QB
right
run.
up the middle, and they convert. 1st and 10 going into Ohio State territory early here, Don.
I mean, this is a statement drive. If Notre Dame can come down and score a touchdown and punch Ohio State right in the mouth,
we got ourselves a ball game.
Ryan Day has been criticized often for his composure, not being able to respond well. So we'll see. But this is a huge drive for Notre Dame. 1st and 10 now at the 43.
I got a nice tempo going here as well. Some motion on the tight end side of things. Not much options. Nice blocking, though. And he's got some time.
Oh, he's got a guy.
Finds him.
Wow.
Inside the 30, Don. Here we go. They're moving with pace.
Oh, yeah. I love it. But also, look at we got 9:53, ball on the 30. They already got 5 minutes ticked off the clock in the first. This is a healthy drive. You don't see college teams run clock like this on the first drive.
No, and I think that's what makes Marcus Freeman so impressive to everyone is the head coach for Notre Dame these days. He's brought a whole different attitude to the team. The players love him, and he's managing the clock so well for, like you said, something that doesn't happen that often in college ball. That's another drop early for Notre Dame. Other than that, they've been playing well, but I guess that's when you're going to do it. Keep it in the hurry up, get the clock stopped. Even though, like you said, they've already eaten almost 6 minutes off this clock, Don.
Yeah. 6 minutes, 2nd and 10. You don't want to settle for a field goal here when you know the offense waiting on the other side. So let's see what Riley Leonard can do.
34 Rush here is getting packed up at Batavia Downs. Monday's trivia night. That's going on in the room right to our Lacey. I was looking for the left term instead of Ralph.
We
got a run
nice
to the outside. Yep,
run.
That's good. He's going to just short of the first down. But going to be in the red zone now here. And you can pick up a first down with just a run up the middle, Don.
Yeah, I mean 3rd and 1, and they got a big QB with Riley Leonard. I think you plunge up the middle twice. You got 2 chances to do it, so just keep driving it, burning clock. No reason to get fancy, and Notre Dame hasn't done that all year, which is why they are where they are right now.
We are just coming up on the end of the 7 o'clock hour here, 8 o'clock approaching. We got Raw on Netflix. I believe this is the 3rd installment of Raw on Netflix.
Yep. We got
product
special
has been
guest,
great. So
Mike Partham.
Yes, Mike Partham is going to join us right as Raw goes live. And Notre Dame picks up the first down here, red zone. So we're going to wait and see if they can get some points on the board. And then we're going to go right into Raw.
Riley Leonard right up the middle, not getting fancy.
Right up the middle. That's all you needed because you want that first down in this kind of territory early. Just plunge it up the middle, take what they give you. So the Raw lineup tonight, we have Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre, CM Punk's sons facing off in the squared circle. I know Michael Partham will want to talk about that. We're going to hear from Jey Uso ahead of against his world heavyweight title match. New Intercontinental Women's Champion, Laya Valkyrie, the New Day back in action. JBL is going to be on the show. Are you familiar with JBL? From the old school wrestling, John Bradshaw Layfield. He basically is like an asshole cowboy, and his move is a clothesline from hell, and he's a real character, real asshole, too. Not sure why he's going to be on the show. Pretty sure he's a Hall of Famer, been appearing in indies lately like GCW, so that should be interesting. And Damage Control versus PFC, and then Sami Zayn addresses the WWE
here
Universe.
We go, scrambling 2nd and 8.
Is he going to get rid of it?
Tucks it.
Oh, that's a good pickup.
It's a good pickup,
but that's
but
3rd
he's
and
2,
it looks like 3.
Ooh, yeah, that was a rough spot, but 3rd and 3. This is going to be their game. A lot of Riley Leonard. That was I saw a lot of tweets last in the semis against Penn State where people were saying Riley Leonard equals Josh Allen. Like similar build, similar style playing. I mean, that's big shoes to fill.
That's a crazy
so
comparison.
I won't compare it that way, but a lot of oh man, you know who?
That's a nice option.
But
he's short. You got to think they're going to go for that if they went so early, right?
Yeah. I mean, that was a great pull on the option, but if he doesn't stumble, he picks that up. Look at this.
Agreed, yeah.
Look at this. Great pull because right there.
Oh, yeah. Good read on the block, but a great ability to just bounce right off on that linebacker's part.
All right, yeah. I mean, they have 4th and inches. So
yeah, let's see what they decide to do here. Offense staying on the field, not really a question after the decision-making early on.
Look at that. This
Riley
is almost
Leonard
a
looks
10
impressive.
Minute, this is almost a 10-minute
this is ridiculous,
drive
actually,
to start the game.
You got to think,
He's going
the
right up the middle,
play.
and he gets it.
QB blast. And he's not getting stopped.
And you know what?
And now you got one.
That is actually great. That
now
he
you
got
can
stopped
drain,
short. You can drain more
another
clock.
30 seconds.
You can drain more clock, and you're inches away from a touchdown.
Notre Dame looking like they're going to put 6 on the board here early on.
Yeah.
8 o'clock just now, about to did tick on. Let's bring in Michael Partham and let's get Raw on Netflix live here.
Let's get Netflix there. The Raw event is about to start.
There we go. We're locked in.
We would like to welcome Mike Partham.
Michael Partham, how we sound? Can you hear us okay? How are you?
Yeah, I can hear you guys okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
This is pretty nice. You guys are coming live from Batavia Downs from 34 Rush, I assume?
Yes, sir. Yeah, 34 Rush. We got college football all around us, and then Raw and Netflix on the monitor that we have you on as well. Oh, wait, no, do the other one again.
Yeah, I'm monitoring the game myself. I think you guys are about a play ahead of me right now.
Okay. So, yeah. Touchdown just now? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, exact same play again.
We're
Riley Leonard up the middle.
Cameras right now to get on Mike. But there we go.
And we are live at Raw.
Lots of action happening right now.
Live on Raw.
It's Dallas, Texas. That's why JBL's coming on. It's Texas.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Partham, thoughts on the Raw and Netflix products? This is now the 3rd installment, I believe. Obviously, made a big deal when they were going into the first premiere episode. And it feels like it's been heavy hitting ever since and a complete change up in the vibe for WWE.
I mean, the production has certainly been upped. The first episode was basically just an advertisement. The second episode was what you'd come to expect from here on out. It's more hard-hitting action, less constricted to 2 hours, less feeling like it's stretched out to 3 hours. They're going to try and hit the sweet spot of around 2.5 hours, give or take, and not necessarily feel like they have to, cut time, cut segments here and there, rush anybody, rush matches, rush promos. So I think we're going to get a much better flow of all the action and the promos and the segments and what have you.
Advertising on the screen as we speak. Penta in action again tonight against Pete Dunne. It looks like.
Look at
what did you think of his debut and the matchup agast Chad Gable? I thought that was a great first opponent to feed him. To Rhea Ripley
going down here
backstage. Oh my goodness, Nia Jax.
This is Triple H's MO. He sometimes lets the action come right out of nowhere, right when you think everybody's just getting introduced,
Definitely
and it's like,
a lot more backstage action from Triple H. Sometimes a little oversaturated, I feel like. But this is a great start. Nia looking to assert herself into the other title picture right away. Don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, interesting. Partham, do you have a preference in this college football game? How did you feel going in? Did you watch the semifinal matches?
This is like the New England Patriots facing the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, nobody outside of South Bend or Columbus, Ohio, really has much love for either of those franchises. How long has it been since Notre Dame has won a national title? Has it been since like the late 80s or something?
A very long time. I'll check in.
Yep. Last time was with what's his name? Lou.
Lou. I know who you're talking about. I should know this name.
Yeah, I think it was 88, but we're getting a word on that.
Yeah, 1988. Wow, Don is on the money there. And that was
What was the coach name? It was Lou. Why am I forgetting this? He's a legend. He's a legend in South Bend. I'm sorry, South Bend fans. I'm forgetting probably the biggest name.
oh, here we go.
there.
We go. Where's 88? Lou Holtz.
Lou
Holtz.
Lou Holtz.
Yeah, because our friends over at the Break Room Morning Show over at 96.5 WCMF in Rochester, they often make fun of their co-host Tommy Muley for Holtzing himself when he starts mumbling words and they can't understand what he's saying because he's got the old guy, syndrome of his brain's starting to short out. So Lou Holtz, on the college game day where he go, he does that thing where words aren't even coming out of his mouth, so they call that Holtzing.
Oh man! Speaking
hilarious.
of Holtzing, Jay Uso is yeeting with a young fan right now
in the crowd.
Yeah, coming down with his signature crowd entrance he's been doing lately. About to address his upcoming World Heavyweight title match against Gutta. Do you know when that takes place, Partham? Is that a Saturday night main event upcoming match?
Didn't they say? Yeah, Saturday night's main event. He called a shot at Saturday night's main event.
Okay, is that this coming
Not the
Saturday?
Royal Rumble. Well, they said they were going to do the contract signing for Cody and KO for the Royal Rumble match.
Ah, okay.
So I would think, that's got to be coming before the Royal Rumble, a weekend before.
Fair enough. Jay Uso, he very over with the fans right now. Huge fan favorite coming out to address. I can't think he will get be the one to take this World Heavyweight title off of Gunther again.
They got
Don't
the same
think so.
glasses in the front row.
He got the what?
His fans, they were wearing the same sunglasses.
Yes. Yeah, the
Yeet Pit Vipers are.
Yep. The Yeet version.
Yeah. The Yeet Vipers.
Yeah, there you go.
I wonder how they're going to finish that match with Gunther. Is
shall be
Gunther's just going to beat him
interesting for
straight
sure.
up, or is someone
I
like,
really don't know what to think.
Drew McIntyre? I'll bet you anything Drew McIntyre is going to get involved at the end of that match and cost Jay the title.
Yeah.
So you keep Jay, you don't hurt his momentum, but you don't have him win the title off of Gunther.
They are keeping a lot of those rivalries tight knit and close to each other, so they can circle around if need be, and keep things for long term storytelling. We don't have audio on Monday Night Raw, so if anything noteworthy is said, feel free to just give us an update. Obviously,
Gotcha.
Ohio State getting the ball right now. It's all good.
Okay.
I don't know if you can hear the raw audio on my end if I turn it up.
It's all right. Don't need to that much, but
we have the feed. We got some subtitles at least.
yes, we have
Not the
subtitles.
same,
That is
but-
good. That is good.
But with us live on location right now, Batavia Downs. We have to respect the space and all the patrons out here.
Exactly.
So-
Respecting the space comes with respecting the cuisine and the service. Speaking of which, we got a plate of single hot wings in front of us. Don, I'm going to dive in and review one of these bad boys live on stream.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so live wing review.
Yeah,
There we
yes,
go.
exactly.
I'm a drum guy, but I'm reaching for a flat.
I'm a drum guy too, but
Fair.
since you did that, I'm going to stick with my instincts. Take a
There we
drum.
go.
There we go. That's a good looking wing. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yep. Got a dip before you chip away. Oh, that's nice and a lot of meat on that bone. No diddy.
Yeah,
There we
it's
go. Saturday night main event.
Falling right
Yeah,
off
this
the bone.
Saturday.
Not much crisp, but you can't complain when the meat is this juicy.
And the sauce, not too hot for a buffalo hot, but really good taste. Gets the taste buds activated.
Nice. The crowd's just eating themselves out right now. Jay's just soaking it all up.
All right, yeah, we got Raw. We got Ohio State starting off their first drive after that Notre Dame.
Hey, speaking of Lou
opening
Holtz, there he is. I can see him on my screen right now. Looks like a round table of there. Wow, he is not looking good. Lou Holtz, that is. If that is Lou Holtz, or is that someone in a Lou Holtz mask? Not Lou. Okay, that's not Lou Holtz. That's someone in a Lou Holtz. I was
don't
going
know what
holy
feed you're
crap.
watching, 'cause I'm seeing plays on the field right now.
Here we go, run. Ooh, good pickup on first down.
So obviously Ohio State known for this explosive offense. It's been
So
clicking lately.
Jay was about to start getting into his yeets, and then Gunther just comes in. He's being an a-hole and interrupts him.
Yep. We're seeing him come down right now. Digging into another
Never
wing,
find
Don. How'd you
Gunther.
like the first one? How'd the flat treat you? I'm going to try a flat right now. Nice and saucy. Look at that. We got some extracurricular.
The flat was great. There was plenty of meat on it. Split apart, cleaned it up pretty good. I got to get 2 to give a proper score, but it's a tolerable hot, but it's still bringing the heat. It's
Agreed.
not slouching.
Agreed.
But it's not. I'm not singed off yet.
Hey, Slick, why don't you give me an update on what Trainwreck's plans are for this upcoming AFC Championship game? Like, anybody booking their plane tickets to Kansas City?
As of right now, it looks like we might have Carson Gates on site in Kansas City. Other plans for watch-alongs are being figured out as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, going to be dope to have someone on site for the game.
Yeah.
Hopefully, a lot of Bills Mafia makes a trek out there. Wish I could. Circumstances, though, not exactly ideal for me. Can't wait to hold it down in Buffalo and hopefully be partying on a one-way ticket to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we hopefully have.
Can you imagine what that reception is at the airport's going to be?
Ridiculous, man.
Oh yeah, people be there partying.
It don't matter what time they get back. There will be a hell of a crowd for sure, and Bills Mafia.
I just hope it's going to be at least 30.
When they lose at the airport.
I just hope it's going to be at least 30 degrees. I remember being there after they broke the playoff round. It was like maybe in the single digits, and I haven't gone to one of those kinds of rallies since.
Bad mistake. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This week it's cold. I haven't looked far enough away. But speaking of which, folks, we've all seen the weather notification now. So if you're in Western New York, be safe. Starting
Absolutely
tonight and tomorrow night, we're supposed to get some major snow. I have an inside source at Buffalo Public that told me right before stream started, they declared a state of emergency. Schools got canceled in the city. I don't know about the outlying suburbs, but be careful, y'all.
Hey, I'll guarantee you one thing, Don. Williamsville Central definitely has school.
So
tomorrow.
Gunther just called Jay Uso a dork and a company mascot.
Okay, yeah. I'm seeing that on the closed caption. Company mascot is funny because you kind of do. I have seen that criticism of Jay, that his whole thing is kind of just like dancing with the crowd and being a fan favorite is the only reason he's over. That Dallas Stars Yeet shirt is sick. He had one last week for San Jose as well, I believe. But that Stars one is cool because it kind of looks like a little bit of reefer, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, you see
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it's pretty cool. They had
Ohio State just imposing their will as well, coming right back.
Yeah, they're about to be in the red zone. See, Don, that's why
they're running the ball too. Quick
establishing
passes,
the run.
Quick screens too. They're
loading free on the right, and then you're getting a wide receiver screen going there.
All right,
beautifully done.
Before I lose my inspiration, I'm going to give my live wing review right now.
So here we go.
This is 34 rush, correct?
Yep, 34 rush.
34 rush.
And Gunther is just being savage right now. He's basically saying that Jay's only useful for showing up for other people.
Oh,
wow.
Well, what isn't ruthless
what a kick in the gut.
Are these wings. I'm going to skip right to the score. Could have been a little crispier, but the sauce is good. The meat is good. The vibes are good. I'm giving it a throwback Sabre score. Miroslav Shatan, 81.
Wow, there you go. Okay.
Definitely.
Now you're putting me on the spot. I was thinking a Sabres player myself. I'm going to stray a little bit away because I think we're kind of in the same range. I'm actually going to go. I'm trying to think of a player now with the number. Help me out with like a 82, 83. 83 we could do Andre.
I was going to say Lee Evans.
Yes.
Our guy that had the last drop.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that because we did the post today on Pay the Bills. Lee Evans is my score.
Sadly, got immediately cut by the Ravens right after dropping that
Yeah,
ball.
and you would think that Mark Andrews is going to get treated the same way with his contract being up as well.
We'll see. I mean, he's been reliable, but yeah, that was a rarity for him.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot of shit online today, for sure.
Right.
Ohio State, wow. So
3rd and 3.
although it feels like 2 quick scoring drives potentially going back to back.
And they take a page out too, just a quick QB sneak. It's everyone. I mean, yeah. First quarter in the books. If you had the first quarter under, first half under, I'd be happy
First
about
quarter
that.
in the books.
You're gonna put some respect on my name.
Jay Uso asking for respect to be put on his name by Gunther. I don't think he's done much to earn it, Partham.
Main event WrestleMania, and it ain't you.
So Jay talking about Gunther hasn't main evented WrestleMania. To be fair, Gunther's only been around for what, 1.5, 2 years?
Oh,
Yeah.
here we go.
Here we go. The beatdown ensues. Who's going to save him? I bet it's Sammy.
I mean, it's 1-on-1 for the time being, unless Ludwig Kaiser comes out and makes it a 2-on-1. Then we'll get ourselves a tag team match, playa. But it looks like it's just 1-on-1 right now. I mean, this is essentially, if Saturday night's main event is this Saturday, then this is essentially the go-home show. And it looks like
it would appear that way.
He's getting
getting the better,
getting one over on Gunther, and he's basically holding the belt.
Wrestling 101 tells
Wrestling
us that.
101.
Yes,
Don't touch the belt before you win. It's like the Stanley Cup, essentially.
Yes, yes. All right, Partham, we're going to let you go after this segment. But Notre Dame looking like they're going to hold this lead just momentarily. Ohio State making progress down the field. Give me your prediction for Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre before I let you go. Who wins and what happens, and how does it relate to CM Punk?
I definitely expect Punk to be out there. Maybe he'll be out on commentary, just like he was at the WrestleMania match. With Seth taking the loss to Punk, with Drew trying to get some of his momentum back, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to call this. They're going into Royal Rumble. Everybody's going to need all the momentum they can get. I don't know. Maybe it ends in a schmaz. Maybe it ends in a match being thrown out. I'm not.
You're saying disqualification?
Probably. Maybe double
On
disqualification.
On who? Oh, man. Okay. So both guys are just as heated as snows. You don't think they can come together over their mutual hatred?
Not just yet.
Okay, that's fair enough. Michael Partham, thank you for joining us.
I definitely expect Drew McIntyre and KO to come together through their mutual hatred of the OG bloodline.
Indeed. Oh, and there he is, JBL, Ohio State in scoring position. Partham, thank you for joining us as we continue on here at 34 Rush.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Talk to you soon, brother.
Thank you.
All right, Donnie, Ohio State scoring position. I wanted to touch, while I can think of it, about the Sabres earlier today. Did you watch much of the game? What'd you see?
I unfortunately didn't. Was doing some work and was running around. I had, again, we got this storm coming, so I did some grocery shopping at not the ideal time, but what had happened. Caught a little bit of the second period, but then had to run outside again. It was a busy Monday for me, so I didn't see. I saw the final 6-4. We're going to have to update the graphic for profiting from Buffalo. Maniac's little campaign was doing well there for a minute, but they just can't win when they're favored, which we saw with the Penguins at home. And, I mean, this isn't a good Kraken team. You know, they've been vibing a little bit lately. I think they won their last game. But, yeah, it's same old, same old. Did you watch the game? What did
I
you
did.
think?
I thought the Sabres had moments where they were getting good shots on net. The first goal was a classic case of just getting pucks on net and good things happen. And if you get screens in front as well, I believe it was a shot from it might have been Zucker at the point. I'm not sure. And Krebs with the tip in front. Just a classic hockey play. Their hustle was there at some points, but it felt like Seattle just always had a response. Taking stupid penalties, giving up dumb opportunities on special teams, and just the typical Sabres we've seen lately. As much as they stay in the fight, they find a way to take themselves out of it.
Right. So, yeah, I know we watched most of the Penguins game. was that Friday night. We were joking about the playoff run starts now, but I think we can officially put the nails in the coffin for that.
Yeah, it seemed that
a
way.
lot of people have already put the nails in the coffin maybe a month ago, but we're believers here. We're hopeful.
We're optimistic.
Didn't happen. Here we go. 2nd and 5.
Oh,
two,
yeah,
little
classic
jump off,
screen
and
pass to the halfback, and they walk right in.
Walks right in.
And we got
7-7.
ourselves a ball game, folks.
Well, we did say we thought this was going to be higher scoring than most and a shootout, and got 14 points up, but both long drives. I mean,
ate a lot of clock.
A
Took
10-minute
whole quarter.
drive, a 7-minute drive, practically for Ohio State. So, yeah.
Indeed, I think if you're Notre Dame, you are a bit worried about that run being established so easily by Ohio State. But I think you feel a lot better in general that you were able to possess the ball first and drain so much time off the clock and get a score before they did. Kind of allows you to get that mojo that you can hang with them after all the talk all week. The 8.5 point spread. Here we are, tie ball game. Second quarter just started. I know college football, 2 halves can be drastically different, especially in the playoffs. But you got to think Notre Dame is feeling pretty good. Adjustments to be made on defense, obviously, but they've proven they can do that throughout the course of the season.
Yeah, I mean, Ohio State's they're going to score. We know that.
Yeah, the offense is explosive.
So yeah, we know that, and so we're just going to have to hope if you're pulling for Notre Dame like I am, not just on the spread but on the money line, you're really just going to have to hope that they can keep up with them. That's really the main game today, is keeping up with Ohio State in that offense. We'll see. I think ideally Notre Dame, you got to score here again, and then you want to stop because you want to force Ohio State to throw the ball. You got some of the best corners in the college football. You got some of the best secondary as well with the safeties in college football. You want them throwing the ball. That was a low-risk drive, runs, wide receiver screens, swing passes. So you want to get Ohio State to take chances. So we'll see. But what do we think about how the Bills match up with the Chiefs? We think this is going to be a different story this year?
I really hope so, man. Obviously, we've seen this story before, the original story where we're able to beat them in the regular season, whether it's they come to our barn or we go to theirs. We have an impressive game, show everyone that we can hang with the best of the best in the regular season, and then just haven't been able to complete or finish the story when it comes to the playoffs. Back in this position, AFC Championship, after the heartbreak that we've experienced against this team in the playoffs. I like the matchup this year better than ever, though. KC did not impress me too much against Houston. I thought Houston had their times to win that game. We could obviously talk about that all we want. The ref treatment, Houston's failed opportunities when they were presented with them. I felt like going into the matchup with Baltimore that whoever came out of that matchup was going to beat Kansas City. I don't want to bite my own words, but I feel a hell of a lot better about this matchup than I even did going into the Baltimore game. I'd love to know how you feel. But obviously, the win in the regular season definitely makes you feel a little bit better, despite it not mattering the past scenarios when we've had those 2 matchups in one season.
I do. When we faced them, they didn't have Pacheco, who's their big stud back there. The last game, he didn't do much. Actually, Kareem Hunt got the touchdown, kind of lean more on him. He's no slouch. But, yeah, I want to talk about that Texans-Chiefs game.
Here we go.
There was one play in particular. We all know what I'm talking about. It was the slide where 2 guys launched over and barely touched him. We get a roughing the passer. Here's my point. We watched that play. He's running this way. He cuts back, and on the cut back, decides to slide. If he was truly giving himself up, he could have ran out of bounds. He could have slid there. They need to examine this rule where if you make a choice to not give yourself up, you can't within a second just fall down and treat it as giving yourself up. You made a choice to cut back, and now that there's 2 guys jumping over top, I don't like that call. There was another call that's been mentioned a lot, or it wasn't a call, thankfully, but you saw, Mahomes kind of slow up going to the sideline, so they had to push him.
That was ridiculous.
And listen, Josh Allen, he's our boy. You play the game to win. If you got a flop here or there, It happens.
Agreed.
You know, we that he's done it as well. It's a game. You know, it's a strategy to win the game.
Everyone does it, and whoever does it the best are usually the ones that are on winning teams. So.
Yeah, but I am happy that this happened against the Texans. So it's kind of the pressures on NFL officiating and the Chiefs, where I'm hoping they're going to be more stingy with those calls this week.
I really fucking hope so, Donnie, but I'm not hopeful at all because the calls that we weren't getting are getting called against us in our own barn yesterday were some absolute horseshit. Holding call on Deion Dawkins
that was
needs
bad.
to be investigated for war crimes.
I mean, that was a great just chop down. Like
that's just like a football play. And a good one at that.
Yeah.
And
it's the tomahawk that he's made famous. That's like the Deion Dawkins block as you put out your hands and he just tomahawks you down. Like,
yep.
So
and then some calls we weren't getting as well. And you know how KC is with those zebras. So going into their place next week, you can only hope for the best for these refs.
I'll just say last year versus Kansas City, they knew the blueprint to beat us. They ran the ball a bunch. We were concerned. Like Mahomes really didn't have to do much in that game, if we remember. And we were concerned again about the Ravens running all over us. Now, what happened? We took Derrick Henry completely out of the game until the third quarter when he had that one drive.
Yeah.
And then the fourth quarter, I don't even think he got a handoff. Like maybe one or two, but it was their backup, the smaller, shiftier guy. So. Yeah, I'm feeling good that I think I'm feeling more optimistic than most. I know it's the Chiefs, but I really think this team is different. We have too many interchangeable weapons, and as long as I'm keeping my ear to the pavement for how Milano's doing because there were some whispers he wasn't 100% at the end of yesterday. So let's see what's going on with him. And we lost another guy in their secondary. We'll see what's going on with him as well. So, yeah, I think just we came out as unscathed as we could versus Baltimore. And we still have a lot of our Taron Johnson. As long as he's in the game and in our secondary, I'm feeling great, especially he's our guy that matches up against Kelsey a lot of the time. So, we'll see what he can do.
I was just going to ask you, too, because obviously – this Ravens game plan coming in on defense, it was take away Derrick Henry and try and push Lamar to the outside. And if you can't limit what he has, give it up over the middle and not deep. What do you think Sean McDermott's focus is game planning for this Chiefs offense? Is it to get all the pressure on Mahomes and worry about the rest and whatever comes with it, take what you can get? Or is it eliminate these weapons like Kelsey, Pacheco, individual guys outside on the offense that Mahomes can make successful?
Yeah, I think the pressures on the D-line for this game. Now, yesterday's game plan was very interesting. We saw an aggressive McDermott. We saw a lot of run blitzes, a lot of blitzing a running quarterback like Lamar. Normally people say don't blitz Josh Allen, don't blitz Mahomes, don't blitz Lamar. Well, we did some great run blitzes to stop Derrick Henry, and I think we got to Lamar when it mattered. So I really think we're going to see something similar, more confusing, like stunts where you have one guy blitzing, he backs off, another comes. But I don't think we're going to be as aggressive with Pat Mahomes. He's him and Allen and Burrow. Those are the top three best QBs when you blitz them. And I think really we're going to have to rely on our D to get there. We're going to need Oliver to get home. We're going to need Vaughn to come up big on third down when we need him. I think you get him in third and long situations, and then you just rely on your great secondary.
Yeah.
And you try to just beat him with a four-man rush.
I think that's a similar game plan going into the matchup earlier in the season almost. And that's why you get those guys on the D-line, right? That's why you go and draft guys like Ed Oliver, Greg Rousseau, and go and get a guy like Von Miller because we weren't able previously in playoff matchups to get the pressure we wanted on Patrick Mahomes. And when he scrambles, he can make magic. I think you're right. I think get pressure on him early and often, take away the early downs. And then third down, we showed that our secondary is able to read some of his plays very well, some better than others in that earlier matchup. Much better, and maybe I feel more confident in their ability to do so than Lamar, which, if you asked me that 3 years ago, kind of sounds crazy because Lamar wasn't known to be such the passing weapon he is, but he kind of figured that out, and we were able to limit all that as well. So very confident going into next week. We're enjoying ourselves on Victory Monday here at 34 Rush at the region's premier gaming destination, Batavia Downs, where you win more, lots more. Donnie, who doesn't like winning? And a lot of college kids on one side of either of these organizations are going to be winners tonight.
Yeah, and shout out Sean McDermott, City of Winners, as he calls it.
Yes. Yeah, we got to talk about that.
Yeah, we got that.
And how about, did you see,
Batavia,
did they show this?
Also City of Winners.
Yes, Batavia. I mean, you're never not a winner when you're in Batavia, and especially when you come to the Downs. Did they show on the broadcast the intro they played in the stadium before the Ravens came out of the tunnel?
I don't know if they did on the broadcast, but I saw it online.
Yeah, so
they played the audio clip and it had the text on the jumbotron.
They played the audio
of the guy who we're not even going to name.
I don't even know his name. He's not even important. Don't give a shit about him. He's not even worth it. No free clout over here.
He turned off his comments.
I heard we gave him a bunch of charity money. That was nice of us. That's just what we do. But personally, I wouldn't have fucking done it. He doesn't get any credit from me. And then right after that, Donnie, they played Steve Tasker saying, why doesn't the city of losers give these Baltimore Ravens a proper introduction to Buffalo? And that's when all the boos rang out and the Ravens ran on the field. I find that pretty funny that the stadium crew planned out and didn't let the Ravens enter the field until that audio was played. And they were like, all right, you guys are good to go. Like, now you're good.
Yeah.
As soon as they queued up the boos, I thought that was
fantastic.
fantastic.
That's the home field advantage, man.
Yep,
you got anything you got to use to intimidate. So,
that is the crowd assist indeed.
Yeah.
It seems like both of these college teams have a little bit of crowd assist in Atlanta tonight. I know it's neutral, but man, both of these fan bases are huge for college football teams.
Yeah, looks like we got Notre Dame with a 3-and-out. Not what you want, but punting it away after two offensive scores striking. We got a flag on the field. Let's see. Notre Dame doesn't look happy. We'll see what that's about. But in the meantime, we got Monday Night Raw. We got the College Football Championship. And let's talk the NFC champ. We haven't talked about that yet.
Let's do it.
Yeah, Eagles, Commanders shocking the Lions. And Eagles coming out of a snowy game where they just barely escaped from the Rams. It looked like they were about to score. Questionable Sean McVay call on 3rd and 2 when Kyron was running all over him all the way down.
And you had a Kyron touchdown prop, did you not?
Just needed a running touchdown at all, and that was the only team that didn't score.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, Bills got so it was a 44-1, every team to score a rushing touchdown. We made it through Saturday easily. I think every team scored in the first half. Same thing with the Bills. Bills easily. Josh got 2.
Ray
Derrick
Davis.
Henry got 1. Ray Davis got 1.
Shout out to Ray Davis, man.
Yeah,
he's been huge.
And then same thing with the Eagles. They got Saquon got 2. Hurts got 1. Rams couldn't. I mean, they had like 2, 3, 4-yard short passes.
That was
Kyron Williams did everything but score. I think he rushed for well over 100 yards.
That felt uncharacteristic for McVay and a Rams team like that. Those play calls.
Yeah, but I mean that's why it was 44-1, I guess. So
yeah.
But anyways, Eagles survived. Who do you like in this game?
Oh man,
do we know what the spread is?
Here, let's look. I think we do. And I want to say I saw a 4.5, but I could be very wrong. I know the Bills, they have the 1.5 right now. It's basically the pick 'em, kind of like it was going into the Ravens, only the opposite reversed. So we got 5.5 points. Commanders on the road. The Eagles got a little bit of the favor on the 5.5, 47.5 on the over/under.
Yeah,
that seems about appropriate. I think I wouldn't have been surprised about 4.5, 3.5 maybe. Down to 2 if the Commanders had the home field advantage. But the Eagles team looks good. As much as I think both of these matchups would be great for the Bills.
Yeah.
Not just for the game-wise, but for fan perspective. Anyone that enjoys football would be a great watch, either of those teams versus Buffalo. But the smart money here, as much as I want to see Washington and Jaden Daniels pull that off, the smart money just tells me it's going to be the Eagles. You know, they've gotten there before. They added Saquon to make the push to get there again, and he's putting up 2 touchdowns in the divisional game. That house call he had where he's like slapping his helmet on the way to the end zone was sick.
Unreal.
I don't really like the Eagles, but a Bills-Eagles Super Bowl, a lot of people might get hurt, Donnie. I don't even know if like that would be good for the city of New Orleans.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, New Orleans. I don't know if they're ready. I don't know if they'll have enough. I know it's a drinking town, but you know, anyway, anytime I've been there, it's a lot more liquor. I don't know if they have enough light beer for Philly and Buffalo.
You got to think there's even some things that Bourbon Street can't handle, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be trouble. I agree with you. I think Eagles are going to win. I think the Commanders can cover, and they're going to keep it close. But I mean, I tried to be out on the Eagles, especially after just seeing some Sirianni choices, Western New York native of Jamestown, Nick Sirianni.
Yeah.
But seeing some of the decisions and even last week with the AJ Brown reading the book during a playoff game, I was low on them against the Rams, but their defensive line just looks so good. Their offensive line looks so good. I don't know. I think they're going to contain Jaden McDaniels better than the Lions, and more importantly, I don't think they're going to give up the ball 5 times, which really had a huge factor in their upset over the Lions. So I would like to see Bills Commanders. It'd be a rematch of the 1992 World Series.
Yeah,
the year I was born.
The Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. Yeah, World Series. Yeah, right. Yes,
that would be something.
Yeah, yeah. Bills used to be Buffalo's only MLB team. No, but that was the first Super Bowl I ever watched.
Yeah,
don't remember it, but I was about a month old. So.
Refresh my young non-existent brain at that time. That was not wide right. That was the Giants, correct?
Yes. It was Giants. We got smacked twice by the Cowboys. And then
yep.
And then the Commanders we hung with, but they punched us in the mouth in the second half.
There you go.
I think the first half we hung with them.
Yeah, okay, that sounds
got,
about right.
We got smacked. So
and who was the quarterback that year for the now Commanders, formerly Redskins?
Yes.
Hey, Heidi. How's it going? Yes. Good to
Hi.
see you. We wanted to check in when you came in, but didn't find you. So. Thank you so much.
Yes. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
Appreciate it so much.
Perfect. Yep. That is Heidi, Batavia Downs.
And that's just why
leadership.
Batavia Downs is the premier gaming destination. The service is unmatched. The gaming, where you win more, lots more. We have winners on the floor
like family
almost everywhere
here.
around us. Yes.
Yeah.
People packed into 34 Rush for all the sports action. Monday Night Raw. I meant to ask you about this. You're familiar with Rey Mysterio.
Yeah,
I have
of course.
to assume.
Of course. Famous mask.
Yes. Probably the most famous luchador in all of wrestling. Did you watch him growing up? What are your experience?
I did it, and I've told you in Maniacs before, I didn't watch a lot of really wrestling at all growing up. I knew the big names, the Hulk Hogan, the everyone, Stone Cold, but I played the video game more with friends.
The video was SmackDown versus Raw back in the day.
Yeah,
Was a banger.
went over to friends' houses. I played the video game. That was fun, but I never really watched it much. But I've been, I was at the Friday night.
SmackDown when they came
Friday
to
night
Buffalo.
SmackDown. I'm going to Raw at in Buffalo when it comes at KeyBank Center as well. So I've been kind of like getting into it.
Acclimating.
Yeah, acclimating. My fiance, she's watched it growing up, so she's kind of got me into it as well. But it's awesome now that it's on Netflix. I mean, I've watched it every Monday. So
yeah, that's amazing. And you got to think a lot more eyes are on it now that it's on Netflix too, not just in the U.S., worldwide. Probably the biggest audience it's ever had. Haley might be a bigger Rey Mysterio fan and more well versed in that topic than you are, to be honest. Probably like she is in a lot of wrestling.
Probably. I know like a lot of people in our age bracket. She was all about the Attitude Era.
Yes.
The Stone Cold was huge, and I know he was before that, but she's huge Undertaker fan too.
Oh, how could you not be? He made an appearance on the debut Raw on Netflix episode. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah,
seemed a bit odd. kind of just coming out to hype up Rhea Ripley on his bike. I mean,
Yeah.
it was cool. Rhea is a star. Even the legends are showing her love.
He was
saying
at
she's carrying.
Friday Night SmackDown too, right? Didn't he make an appearance?
No. The Undertaker?
I thought that happened.
No,
folks,
the
I might have
Dead Man?
might have had a couple too many gummies then. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. No, you
Might be able-
were on cloud 9, not just in the nosebleeds, but up in your
Yeah.
head as well. Ohio State big QB run, and they have entered the red zone again for the second time this game. It feels like we knew this offense might be able to perform at will. Okay, might not be red zone actually. I'm not sure.
Yep.
Oh no, yeah, red zone,
Right
just
on.
right on it.
Right on the cusp. About 8 minutes left. The second quarter is going a little bit slower. Got some
It's
more
here
timeouts.
to have a timeout here.
Yeah. So let's see. Notre Dame, yeah, their defense really isn't doing much. It looks like Ohio State's just doing whatever they want right now.
They did get him to third down there. Then obviously huge quarterback run on Ohio State's part. I'm gonna have another wing.
Yeah.
These drums are really good. A lot of meat on this bone. Again, no Diddy.
No did it. And all right. So you got Bills, hopefully going for their first Super Bowl since 1992. And then on the NFC side, here's what I think. I think if it's against the Eagles, I think Bills are favored by like 2.5. I think Bills are favored either way if they make it past the Chiefs. I think if it's Commanders, if somehow Commanders pull off another upset, the Cinderella story, I think we're looking at a 5 or 6 point spread.
I'd get even crazier. I agree with you. Either team, if we beat the Chiefs, we should be favorites. Eagles, I think I'd even almost say closer. It could go 1.5.
Oh, okay.
Could even go down to a pick 'em for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, that if we're talking about, facing a good running team, I mean, Saquon's looked like we saw Derrick Henry twice this year, but I mean, Saquon Barkley has been unbelievable numbers. He would have broke the record if they didn't bench him, which he was fine about.
And I think the Eagles will get a bit more recognition, too, from beating the Commanders than a regular season matchup, just based on the fact that on what the Commanders just did to the Lions. But I could even see if the Commanders come out of that game, us being favored by a touchdown or more.
Yeah.
I truly do. I just think that's another case of Sean McDermott being able to control the game how he wants and limit a young quarterback to some things that he hasn't seen and some schemes that he has trouble with.
Yeah, I think other than Terry McLaurin, there's not much happening in that receiving core.
Terry.
Maybe Ertz. Ertz is good, but I think we just have too much depth in our secondary to match up with them on that. All right, so yeah, we just went to commercial at Raw. That was the red-haired Scottish man. I like this.
Sami Zayn. No,
Sami
he's not.
Zayn.
He's Canadian. He's Canadian.
Well, okay, is he actually Canadian?
Yeah, he's French Canadian.
Okay.
No, there is a
French.
Scottish guy that you're thinking of.
Okay, I'm mixing up. I like Sami Zayn though.
Sami Zayn is cool. He's great.
He was at the show we
yes,
went to.
and the dopest part about that was
he was at the beginning and the end.
Yes,
right?
he reunited with the original bloodline of Roman Reigns and the Uso twins at the end of SmackDown in Buffalo, and that was something. If you told me 2 years ago when I was watching the product of WWE that they'd break up and that reunion would even happen, let alone in Buffalo, New York, I wouldn't have believed you at all. So that was awesome to see. Can't wait for Raw to be coming back to Buffalo March 3rd. It's the day after a premium live event, Elimination Chamber in Toronto, where John Cena will be wrestling potentially. Actually, no, for sure he will be wrestling. The Rock will potentially be in attendance. So we could get both of those guys in the same building in 2025 at KeyBank Center on Raw.
Yeah, I mean, it's only an hour and a half away. So, I think it's a good chance. And I mean, that would be a dream come true. Again, as I'll say, I'm a casual fan. If Maniac was here, you guys could really get in some diehard stuff that is a little over my head. That's why we had Mike Parthamon. Shout out Mike for joining us a bit earlier. But as a casual fan, yes, I'm there to see some of the stars, see some of the great stuff. All right, we just got to catch down to the 10-yard line. Oh, looks
Yep,
like
third and about 1, I would say.
Yeah, and this is going to be a big moment,
in the game.
for Notre Dame. You really want to stop them and hold them to a field goal. Also, over/under bettors, they got their eyes on this.
Yeah, this is huge, especially the momentum.
Yeah. All right, here we go. We got shotgun. One running back.
Because if Ohio State scores here, you think they're going to be able to score?
Design QB run. Yeah, no one can stop
They're both
this.
using those.
It's just that's the goal. Get in third and short and just run it with your QB.
Buckeyes fans out in big numbers in the ATL.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see in the second half if either team loads up the box more and tries to stop this, or if they just are going to focus on first and second down and try to keep it out of third and short and keep it to third and long.
Agreed. Let's see here. So going from the 9, new set of downs. Speaking of the downs, we're at the Batavia Downs, 34 rush. Oh, this looks like it's going to be a touchdown for him.
Yep.
I think he got in.
I did too.
Yep, extension,
yes.
Ohio State, they're going up.
That was a
13-7 awaiting extra point.
That looked like a stop in the backfield and just
what an
a
extension,
stiff arm.
man.
Stiff arm
From
extension.
Quinshon Judkins.
Look at this. It looks like he's dead. No gain.
Oh, makes a man miss. Oh,
stiff arm,
to the
face.
head. And takes a decent hit there and is just able to fight through and get the extension. Is he down? Let's see. I think, yeah, he's in.
Yeah.
That's a touchdown.
No knee, no forearm.
That's a touchdown.
Just the hand.
Yep.
So we got Notre Dame getting the ball back with 6 minutes left. I say we watch that drive.
Yeah, we're going to see what happens on this drive and then probably wrap it up here from 34 Rush at the region's premier gaming destination, Batavia Downs. Yeah, second half. Adjustments need to be made on both sides, but Ohio State looking good. This offense is clicking, and be interesting to see if Notre Dame can respond here. After going 3 and out and having to punt, give Ohio State the capability to go up ahead of them.
Yeah, it's we'll have to see how they respond. Again, Notre Dame started off the game strong, big statement, but then a bad 3 and out. I think it was like 3rd and 23 on third down after 2 holding calls and a play for a loss. But we see, all types of wacky fan behavior. We love it. One of my favorite things after wins and losses, and especially in the playoffs, is scouring the internet. We had a lot of Bills fans having some great receipts, some great comebacks to a lot of Raven fans that didn't doubt us. Something I saw that wasn't Bills was, did you see the mayor of Philadelphia spelling Eagles like ELGSES?
Oh man,
yeah, it was bad. The clip is out there. I'm hoping I as far as I could tell and looked up, it was real. But she was like, "Say it with me, EGLSES."
Oh man, that's not
Eagles.
Really
it was like,
good.
oh no, you're missing a few letters in there.
Oh no. Oh, Sami Zayn addressing the crowd here on Raw. Going to be interesting to see who interrupts him. I got to say, Ravens fans at the game, I had a couple sitting next to me. They were very nice people. And the moment they knew it was out of their reach, they said, you better go and beat the Kansas City Chiefs ass in Kansas City next weekend. So it feels like we got all of America rooting for us.
Yeah. I saw a video posted by a fan where he was like, I'm not even mad. I'm just sad. He's like, it's hard. Bills fans have been great. I can't even be mad at them. I just want them to win. At the game day tailgate, there weren't a lot of Ravens fans there because we kept them contained.
Yes,
they had
them in their own area.
They had their own area, but there were a couple there having fun with us, and at least 2 of them were just like, hey, man, great outfit. They were complimenting my jacket, even though it was Bills. It's rare to see. I know we all like to talk some shit, give each other some trash talk, and that's the fun of it. But yeah,
some things are bigger than football, and at the end of the day, those guys are both amazingly talented quarterbacks.
There's a lot of respect,
and
you
it
saw the end
like,
of the game, him go right up to him, yeah.
And I thought the memes were funny too about and the greatness of the meme itself being compared to them having that interaction. Larry Bird and Michael Jordan when Michael Jordan lost to Larry in the Celtics, and they embraced in the tunnel after. And Michael Jordan went up and was like in his ear, he was like, "You bitch, like fuck you," after beating him. And they photoshopped Josh and Lamar's face out of the interaction. Just to get that comparison says a lot. Both guys very talented. One of them is going to win the MVP. Do you think there's any chance that there's a co-MVP for the first time since like what? It was the 80s, I think. Or was it like early 2000s?
I think it was early 2000s was the last MVP. I think was it Marshall Faulk?
Yeah, I think that might have been it.
Or that or Steve Mc. We're gonna have to look it up. You know, well, next time we have our producer here, I do think you have a shot at that. Now, before last night's game, they already voted.
Yes.
So
and I didn't realize this. Yeah, call me a mark, a rookie, whatever you want. But that makes me feel a hell of a lot better that they voted for all pro teams and MVP at the same time instead of hearing that Lamar got the all pro nod and Josh didn't, and then the odds changed. It made me feel a little better. Obviously, it's out of my control at this point. I think it's going to come down to like the equivalent of a split decision in fighting. Going to come down to a few votes. I do think there's a co-MVP chance as well. 2003. Was that a co? No, I don't think it was.
Steve McNair
and Peyton Manning, but was that a co, or was that just a debate?
Revisiting co-MVPs, I think that's what it's saying. We're seeing the last time co-MVPs happened.
Yep. See, they're already talking. So
yeah. So
2004 was the last one. Or wait, no, that's and each is named co-MVP. Oh, wait, so it was Peyton Manning, Steve McNair was the last one because that was the 03 season and it would have got announced in 04. Makes sense.
Yeah, it's I urge people to kind of look through the rewards. It's funny if you're a young football fan, it's become a QB award, but if you look back in the first decade of the 2000s, a lot of running backs. And you're even in that list before 1997, Brett Favre, Barry Sanders were co-MVPs.
Yep.
You know,
two rival teams.
Yeah, I think Josh Allen deserves it, but I don't know if we're including Lamar up there. I always felt like Saquon had a case as well.
He definitely did.
I think we need to bring back some running back love and even some wide receiver love because there's been some wide receivers in there too.
I mean, Justin Jefferson, man, you can make a case for him. Sami Zayn interrupted by his old friend Kevin Owens. Obviously, a lot of history there. Kevin Owens been acting a fool. He's got that winged eagle title that he took off of Cody Rhodes. He's claiming as the WWE champion. Yeah, both these guys are Canadian, got a lot of history. Going to be a funny feud, especially the way KO is acting.
We got
Notre Dame quarterback
down.
just being taken down just before he got just after he got the ball off.
Third and 5. This is big. You don't want to give the ball back to Ohio State, especially when they're receiving the kickoff in the second half.
And this is a tough spot to punt from as well.
Yeah, and this is that is
the
worst.
ball's fumbled and the tight end picks it up.
There's a direct snap.
And they're going to lose 5 yards and go to 4th and 10.
I don't know about that play call. Trying to direct snap to a guy in. It wasn't supposed to go to him.
The guy recovering the ball was
mistimed.
Oh,
so
man.
that was it was supposed to snap it before.
Yeah, that might be on the center a little.
I mean, that is a hard play to run in a college offense.
Yeah,
you got to have a perfectly timed.
Surprised
snap
you bring
count.
that out on a 3rd and 5 in the national championship.
Yeah, I mean, this is a league where they're using the hand clap to snap the ball normally, and you're trying to go a silent snap. That's tough on a young center.
Nice tackle. Ohio State getting the ball back. They're getting taken down at their own 20. They're still up 14-7 as we go. 5 minutes left in the half here. I think we're going to wrap up at Batavia Downs 34 Rush. Thank you, everyone that tuned in.
Yes.
Any final shout-outs, sign-offs?
Shout out Batavia Downs, all our sponsors, our Trainwreck fam. Shout out everyone that came to the game day tailgate yesterday. Shout out everyone that helped make it happen. That was amazing. We had Jake in Chicago. We had Baby Gosha, making things happen out in the field, having fun. We had Gatesy working behind the scenes as well with the camera. He's hopefully going to be in Kansas City. Obviously, our fearless leader, Maniac, getting it done. Thank you, Slick, for getting it done. Thanks, John Mikulak, BFS, for hosting us. And go Bills. That's all I got. Sabres, I don't know, man. But go Bills.
I think you said it best. I repeat everything that you had to say. I guess, yeah, I'll put a double emphasis on shout out to the Bills. Can't wait to be in Kansas City next weekend. Not physically. We will have a guy physically in Kansas City if Gatesy gets there. Shout out to Carson Gatesy and everyone involved that made yesterday such a great day. The Batavia Downs staff hosting us tonight. And I think there's only 3 things left to say, Donnie. Everyone, let's have a good night now.
Board and our employees at Batavia Downs Gaming are on a mission.
A mission to make you love coming here.
And that is each and every one of us.
We love it when people say they love coming here.
We love it when you come here.
We love when people win.
I love seeing the excitement on someone's face when we draw their name for one of our big cash drawings.
Like we said before, we don't want you to like coming here. We want you to love coming here.